Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. There are those who plan to leave the country if Tinubu becomes president of Nigeria. But in this video, I want to advise them not to leave because there's no point leaving the country. Even if INEC has declared Asiwaju Bola Tinubu the president-elect, it's not a justifiable reason for anyone to leave the country. And I will look at some of these issues and I will give the reason why it doesn't hurt it to leave the country, because Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has been declared president-elect. Even though while we wait for the Supreme Court to finally dwell on this matter. But I want to look at some of these people and then I give you my final verdict on this matter. Because for the first time in the history of our country, this is the first time that people will say they will leave the country because of somebody winning an election or being declared winner of an election. Okay, but we're going to look at it individually. I just pick two as a peg for that. This is matter. A chieftain of the PDP and former chairman of the Nigerian Ports Authority, Chief Bode George, before the election, he vowed to leave Nigeria if Tinubu becomes president of Nigeria. He said, "I am happy the president has signed the new electoral bill." You can see here, Bode George is putting his mind in the new electoral bill, the Electoral Act of 2022, signed by Buhari. So when he was making this vow, his strength was in the Electoral Act. But given the way the Electoral Act has been bastardized by the INEC, led by Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, it will be unfair for Bode George to be told that he has to comply with his vow or he feel committed, because obviously the Electoral Act was messed up by INEC. So there was no basis, because here he was talking about, he was sure that if the Electoral Act worked according to plan, there is no way Tinubu will win. And I don't think anybody can fault him on that. The issue of running around of Tinubu camp, going to Washington, D.C., going to United Kingdom to go and tell them that the election was free and fair. It's all about trying to be accepted by the world, knowing that the election was not being accepted. If the election had been accepted, Tinubu and the federal government will not be sending people to Washington, D.C. to go and meet the press people in America, or sending them to London to go and meet the press people in UK. It is because they know, and those people know too, that something was amiss about the election. And that that's why the Electoral Act, the election was nothing to write home about. They know it. So that is the first thing you have to note about those who are still making noises about Bode George leaving the country. The election was not free and fair. If it was free and fair, Lai Mohammed, Femi Fani, this Festus Keyamo, they will not be truncating they will not be globetrotting to convince the outside world that the election was free and fair. Because you don't need to do that if the election was free and fair. Everybody will have eyes and ears can see it. The economists that they have gone to meet in London, the voice of America they are going to see in the US and all that, they have correspondence around Nigeria and all the whole of Africa. They have eyes, they have ears. So they know whether the election was free or fair, was free and fair or not. So that again shows you that, look, Bode George, nobody can fault his assertion. And nobody can help feel that he's obliged to leave the country because he made this avowal. Because this avowal means that he was banking on electoral act, that with it, if the election is free and fair, that no reasonable person will vote for Bola Tinubu and he will become president. That's what he's saying. That's the assertion he's making here. He said, I'm happy the president has signed the new electoral bill. So that was his spec. He, in his mind, before he made that, in his mind, he said, with this law that Buhari has signed, it is impossible for Bola Tinubu to emerge president. And you and I know the verdict of both local and international observers of that election. And he said, and he now said, if by whatever chances he gets to the villa and won't be part of this country, and I'm not joking, I can go to Ghana and be watching with binoculars from afar. You will see what will happen. This is Alpha Beta in Lagos. He will create Alpha Beta somewhere. He will create Alpha Beta somewhere to carry your money. His wife will now be Senate President. His son will be Governor of Lagos. His daughter will be the Iyaloja of Nigeria. What has he done to prove that he deserved to be honored by anybody in this country? That was Bode George in an interview with Channels Television. So he has made his position clear, but he also hinged it on the election being free and fair. This election that took place in which Asiwaju was declared president-elect, many Nigerians do not consider it free and fair. About 8 million plus voted for him, but about 14 million rejected him. If you calculate the votes of those Nigerians who rejected Asiwaju by voting for peterobi, by voting for atiku, by voting for Kwankwaso, they are much more in number than those who voted for Asiwaju. So these are about 14 million Nigerians rejected him. Only about 8 million. That is if we are to go by the INEC's allocated votes as announced by them. Okay? So I don't think Bode George is obliged to leave this country because Asiwaju was declared president-elect. No. That was not the premise he made it. He made it in the belief that the election will be free and fair with the electoral act signed by Buhari. But you all can see how the election went. So I don't think he's obliged. So my advice to him is that those who are taunting him that he should leave, he should just ignore them. Because the election was anything but free and fair. Since INEC failed to transmit the presidential election result, as it was transmitting the senatorial and House of Reps results, since that failure, anything else about the presidential election is subject to anybody's interpretation, and Bode George cannot be held accountable for such a result that didn't follow the due process, because the process is even more important than the final outcome. So Bode George is free to move around in this country, live in this country with his head high, knowing that he stood on a position that if the election was free and fair, Asiwaju will not win. And if he won in such a free and fair election, he will leave the country. But I don't think he should leave now. because the election was anything but free and fair, and already subject of court matter. So the court will eventually tell us whether we should accept it as free and fair. It will get to the Supreme Court. So Bode George should be excused. Now, similarly, Alhaji Senatu Ojikutu, former deputy governor of Lagos State, she is the first female elected governor in Nigeria. She has said that she will leave the country and renounce her citizenship of Nigeria once Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is sworn in as president. She also said that she has already told her lawyers to start working on that ahead of the May 29th, stressing that Nigeria is in a deplorable state and doesn't need a president with baggage to start managing its affairs at this critical time. Ojikutu also spoke during a press conference with journalists in her Ikoyi residence, also told journalists that her safety is no longer guaranteed and that if anything happened to her, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president-elect, should allegedly be held responsible. She said, I had to speak out when I heard that because I had gone through a lot and had to keep them to myself. But when I heard Tinubu was asking if I'm still alive, I had to cry out. I will also say that if anything happens to me, he should be held responsible. She said that part of the grudge Tinubu had against her was her insistence that Lagos needed to be developed, and also because she aspired to be governor of Lagos State. Ojikutu said that Ojikutu noted that those things didn't go down well with Tinubu, and he had, on many occasions, humiliated her publicly and even ordered that her land documents be revoked. Now, this woman she vowed to renounce her citizenship. Means she want to also japa, as they used to say in local parlance these days. She also want to leave the country if Asiwaju is sworn in on May 29. But I don't think that is a healthy thing to do. Because I believe that she still has a lot to contribute to this country while she waits for the final outcome. Because this election cycle is not over until after May or until after the Supreme Court rules on it. So it should be too quick if she decides to leave the country just after May 29 and then go and seek citizenship elsewhere. That will not be fair. I don't think she'll be fair to her supporters in Lagos, those who want her to become governor in Lagos State, those who want her to contribute. And she has also said that she's a supporter of peterobi, that she believes that peterobi has a lot to offer the country. And she said that she believes that power should be shared in the country, and that it is the turn of the Southeast to produce the president. And besides, peterobi is a good quality material that could be president, whose messages resonated with the youth of Nigeria. So she had hoped that peterobi will win. But I'm still telling her that she should not write off our judiciary thinking that they will not be able to do justice. She should keep her fingers crossed, stay in the country, allow Asiwaju to be sworn in on May 29. Allow him to be sworn in on May 29. And wait for what the court will finally say, because the Supreme Court will, at the end of the day, give the final verdict on the status of Tinubu. Even if he's sworn in on May 29, it doesn't mean the end of the electoral process. So I think I will advise her to stay put in the country, not rush out or to leave the country. She should have confidence that our judiciary may save democracy the way judiciaries have saved democracy in Kenya, have saved democracy in United Kingdom, and in many other parts of the world. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you will be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget that to like this video, because when you like this video, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. And we want more people to see this. Thank you and God bless you.